Welcome to the first episode of All About Ultimate. In this video, we're going to give you common words, phrases, and expressions you'll hear around an ultimate Frisbee field. Okay, diving right into common lingo around an ultimate Frisbee field. You may hear ultimate Frisbee just referred to as ultimate. Second, the most important thing is that a disc or a flying disc is the same thing as a Frisbee. So if you ever hear ultimate disc or throw the disc, pass the Frisbee, Frisbee and disc are synonymous. Now let's start with the field. The ultimate Frisbee field is broken up into three parts. We have two end zones, the small rectangles that each team are playing to score in, and the field of play in the middle. These lines here on the outside of the field are the out of bounds lines. An ultimate Frisbee game has two teams. We have the offense, the team with the disc, and the defense is the team without the disc. Common positions on offense, you have the handler, and that is a position that is required to throw the disc more. They traditionally will stay closer to the disc and pass it. And you have the cutter, the downfield player responsible for running far, catching it, and cutting deep for goals. Now, positions can switch as well, but handlers think quarterback, cutters think wide receivers. There are three primary ways to throw a disc. You have the backhand, which is one of the first throws every player learns, the traditional, reach back and throw the disc. You have the forehand, which is also a staple and the second most common throw in ultimate Frisbee. This is similar to a tennis forehand where you throw the disc from the opposite side of your body. You also have an over-the-top throw called the hammer, which just means you release the disc upwards on a trajectory going up and it comes back down. The hammer is one of the funnest throws to learn as a new player, but isn't as common as the forehand and the backhand, the two fundamental throws in ultimate. An ultimate Frisbee game is broken down into segments called points. A point starts with a pull, which is just like a kickoff in football. One team is just going to throw the disc or pull the disc all the way to the other team, and now the team that's receiving the disc is in offense trying to pass and score on the opponent's end zone. A point ends when one player catches the disc in the other team's end zone. A turnover in the middle of a point occurs when one team throws it out of bounds, throws it and it gets intercepted, or throws it and it hits the ground. There can be multiple turnovers per point, but a turnover is just when the offense goes to defense and the defense goes to offense. A goal is when a player catches it in the end zone, and assist is from the player who threw it to the goal. So on each point you have an assist and you have a goal. A Callahan is when the defense catches the disc in the end zone already and it's instantly a goal. It's pretty rare, but a very cool phenomenon in ultimate. A cut is referred to as players running on the field, changing direction, trying to get open. The word cut in ultimate Frisbee comes from players on offense running around trying to get open, changing direction, just cutting around the field. A sky is when a player jumps and catches the disc over another player. A stall count is when a player has 10 seconds to throw and the defense is counting 1 through 10. A stall occurs when the defender gets to 10 seconds, and if a stall is called, then it is a turnover. A dump is a way that the handlers can protect against the stall, and it's a short backwards pass to maintain possession and get the stall count down to 0. So a small pass behind the disc completed to save possession for your team. A common play after the little dump pass is a swing pass. A swing pass is a throw that goes side to side, which doesn't get any yards towards your opponent's end zone, but it helps create new space and angles for your offense. A pass that goes down the field towards your opponent's end zone. A far throw is called a huck. Now, some top players can huck the disc the entire length of the field and score in one pass. Block is when a defender creates an incompletion by getting their hand on the disc. You can either knock it down or intercept it. Those are both examples of a block. On offense, one of the common strategies is a stack, and that's just an organization of your players on the field so everyone can work as one in a system. Common stacks are the vertical stack, where you line up vertically down the field, and a horizontal stack where you line up across the side, kind of horizontally perpendicular with the sideline. You also have a side stack or a split stack. Zone is a type of defense the defending team can play. Instead of guarding players in person defense, which is just one-on-one, they can play in zone positions and guard spaces on the field instead of people. Common violations and penalties in Ultimate include a travel. You'll hear the word travel when a player either runs with the disc or moves their feet when they're throwing. You'll hear foul, which is when one player maintains that they were impacted or affected from making a play because of contact. You'll also hear pick, where one player gets in the way of another player who's running to an unoccupied spot. And you might hear offsides, and that's when one team who's pulling or receiving the pull starts moving a little bit too early. On defense, the mark is the player who's guarding the thrower and counting the stall. A force is a type of strategy the mark uses to block one side of the field with their arms and body to stop a throw behind them and force the thrower to throw to that open side of the field. The open side is the half of the field that the mark is forcing to, an easier throw from the thrower, and the break side is the side of the field the mark is trying to protect. A break throw is a successful pass past the mark to the break side, and an open side throw is a pass towards that open side they're being forced. All right, that's it for the common lingo today. There are some more words and phrases that we left out that we'll get to in these next couple of episodes. Next up is the gameplay of Ultimate Frisbee. We hope you'll join us in episode 2 and beyond. Take care.